Yeah. This is Prof Pozo Forex. This is Prof Pozo Forex. And today my trade setup is GBPJPY buy setup. GBPJPY buy setup. Let me analyze the market for you to understand why I have decided to buy GBPJPY. So follow up and see how I will analyze the markets so that you can also take the trade with me this morning. In Ghana here, we are in the morning, so depending on your country, but let's take the trade together. Let me analyze the market for you to see how the market looks like. So let me analyze the market for you. So for me, what I usually consider before taking my trade is I always take my trading simple, very simple. I don't complicate things. So the most important thing that I use is support and resistance. Support and resistance, trend line, and then the moving average. But mostly I base my trade. So the moving average is just there for confirmation. It's for confirmation, but I don't trade based on the moving average. So I use a trend line and the supports and resistance. So first of all, let's use our trend line. Let's draw our trend line. So my time frame is the 4-hour time frame. I'm using the 4-hour time frame. So let's draw our trend line. Let's draw our trend line. So using the 4-hour time frame. Using the 4-hour time frame. So let's draw our trend line. Let's draw our trend line like this. Let's draw our trend line like this. So this is our trend line. Let's have another trend line here. Another trend line here. Yeah, exactly. That is our trend line there. So now let's look at the trend line clearly. You can see GBPJPY is having a very neat trend line. And in order to be profitable, always make the trend line your friend. I heard people saying make the trend your friend. But for me, I believe that the right thing is to make the trend line your friend. It's not all the time that the trend will be your friend. You can see it is in an uptrend, but there are some circumstances the trade move against the trend. So the trade move against the trend. So the best thing is to make the trend line your friend. To make the trend line your friend. So you can see an uptrend. You can see clearly GBPJPY is moving in an uptrend. You can see tested the trend line, the upward trend line 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it has now tested the bottom trend line. And since it is an uptrend, it gives an opportunity. It gives you a high probability setup. It gives you a high probability opportunity to take the trade. So when you take your trade around this trend line, you have high probability setup that can yield you massive profits. So we are going to take our trade there. From there, we'll take our trade. We'll take our trade. We'll take our trade here. So this is where we'll take our trade. So we'll take a very small risk, because a very small risk. We'll take a very small risk. A very small risk. And I think our risk to reward is 1:5. 1:5. So it means that when we risk $1, we are expecting to get $5 in return. When we risk $2, we get $10 in return.